This is my Bostar tool post, and I've been having some trouble with it. If you haven't seen it before, the tool holders on a wedge, and just drop in here, and you clamp it down like that, and you're done. It's already centered because the screw on here allows you to adjust the height that it drops down to. It hits the body of the tool holder and automatically sets the tool right on center once you've set it up the first time. So you can take that out and put in, say, a boring toolbar on this side, clamp it down, and it'll also be automatically centered. As you can see, when you drop it down, you can adjust the height of the center by turning the screw here a little bit. I do that by placing a center in the tailstock. And bring the tool up to that to see if it's centered correctly. And it looks like it's pretty well spot on, actually, even though I moved it. So it's a very nice, very handy tool post actually, and it works fine. I've been using it for quite a long time without any problem until recently. And the problem is that the position of the lever has been going out of adjustment. I decided to take it apart, a good clean out and re-greasing. And the way it works is it has these things, look like chuck jaws, don't they? So they go into the body like so. Yes. The tool holder will sit in here and here, and when we turn the triple start square thread, actually it's a triple start left hand thread, and it raises these wedges, which raises the wedges up and down, which clamps the tool post. And the problem I was having was starting to require turning all the way until it hit one of the screws on the tool holder. Here's the actual tool holder I've been using, and it goes on here. So, and when you turn the screws, these wedges come out and clamp it, and it's hitting the height adjustment on the tool holder itself. There is an extra piece I didn't show you actually. There's a sleeve that goes down the middle, and it requires a special tool here to screw it in. Of course we'll manage to get around that, and it screws in at the base, and I think that had come unscrewed, and that's why it was playing up. So I'm just going to screw that back in and make sure it's seated down nicely, and that should fix the problem. The trick with adjustment is to make it so the handle will operate in this range here without interfering with the bolts here, and so we just have to screw this down, or if you screw it down all the way it gets stiff, so you can't really tighten it fully. You just have to adjust it, and that means there's nothing really to keep it adjusted correctly. So I guess if it happens again, just to get in there and just adjust this a little bit. And when you've actually mounted on the lathe, this bolt goes through the middle and clamps down on it and holds it in place, but as soon as you loosen it and turn it around, each time it must alter the adjustment. So I'm going to take it apart and see if I can possibly put a washer or shim in there to allow us to tighten it down. Okay, so this is really just like a big screwdriver slot in the top here. I should ideally make a little tool to screw it out with, but it's not hard to undo. Seems to me that what I need is to put a washer in here. So let's look through my box of washers and see if I can find something suitable. A washer that's quite thin, has a shim really, with an inside diameter of just under 20 millimeters, outside diameter of 25.3. Find my box of washers here and see if I can find something. You would think there'd be something in there, wouldn't you? Well, I found a few possibilities in there, but not quite exactly what I want. So let's have a look in this other one. This Fabricating goes back to about 1975 or so, a little bit earlier actually. That's the earpiece off an old-fashioned telephone. I did find this one here that's a very thin shim, and it's the right inside diameter but the wrong outside diameter, so I may just cut that down. Okay, I've filed out the inside diameter. Now let's see how I can do with just trimming it off with tin snips. Bit wobbly, but it doesn't matter. That'll work. Well, the wrong part of the 3-start thread, so I'll take this all apart again. And try to drop it onto the next thread of this triple start. I'll try how that one goes. If it doesn't work, I'll have to go back another click. Well, no, it's all good do with being around another click. That looks right. But I think it's satisfactory now. Yeah. Good. Perfect for that one. Okay. So it looks as though the problem that I had with this tool post is actually a manufacturing problem, as I found with some other Chinese stuff. It's actually very well made pieces, and they kind of screw up in the last bit with cutting threads and just the final adjustments. I found that with the milling attachment, though, I had 3 different faults on it that had to be corrected, all minor things which I was able to fix. So it's not really too big an issue, but we find these kind of problems with this Chinese manufactured stuff. Otherwise it's working very well. Very pleased with it actually, and it was quite cheap.